Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On Friday, February 1st, 2 Iraqi women diagnosed with Down syndrome were strapped to remote control explosives by al-Qaeda terrorists to be sacrificed as unknowingly and unwillingly suicide bombers, killing at least 99 people and wounding 208 others at 2 separate bazaars in Baghdad. Mr. Speaker, the evidence surrounding each of these suicide bombings appears to reinforce several claims that al-Qaeda may be becoming more desperate and running short of able-bodied men willing or available to carry out such deadly missions. For example, the Associated Press revealed that Iraqi women are being used in ever greater frequency in suicide attacks because they often encounter less scrutiny by security officials. Major General Jeffrey Hammond confirmed that the suicide bombers were not willing martyrs, were likely used because they didn't understand what was happening and they were less likely to be searched. U.S. Secretary of State Condoleezza Rice said the bombings prove al-Qaeda is the most brutal and bankrupt of movements. Finally, Iraqi police said one of these women sold cream in the mornings at the market and was known to the locals simply as the crazy lady. Mr. Speaker, when I first received the news of these horrific suicide bombings, the following poem, written by Pastor Martin Niemöller, depicting Adolf Hitler's tyrannical rise to power in Nazi Germany, vividly came to mind. First, they came for the Catholics, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a Catholic. Then they came for the Jews, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't a Jew. Then they came for the sick, the so-called incurables, and I didn't speak up because I wasn't mentally ill. Then they came for me, and by that time, there was no one left to speak up for me. Mr. Speaker, as someone whose pre-State House experience was dedicated to assisting people with disabilities, I feel these words equally apply to our solemnly sworn obligation as state lawmakers to speak up for all of Pennsylvania's most vulnerable citizens. Anytime our government, created and empowered by the people, fails to speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, our collective silence is in fact a vote against the fundamental human rights guaranteed by both our state and federal constitutions. In conclusion, I challenge each and every state House member, especially every woman state representative who I am proud to have standing here with me today, to join me in speaking up rather than remain silent whenever and wherever these unconscionable atrocities involving women or people with disabilities take place. Last week, Representative Louise Bishop reminded us of the bravery of Rosa Parks and how her actions changed the lives of women and minorities. We can do no less in our positions of leadership in the Pennsylvania State House. We cannot be silent. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to my colleagues here standing with me today.